All right, guys, today we have just reached 25k followers, 25,000 followers. And these are all the people that are congratulating me on my live stream. Well done. Thank you so much. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at all these people. Yes, Queen. Hey. How many people are we streaming? We've got 35 online. Okay. Right. So, let's talk. Let's chat. So I've got the microphone out. This is only the start, says Harry. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have my phone here. I'm gonna hold it, and the camera's right there. So see, the camera's right there, and it's recording me. Okay. And I've got the lo-fi music going. I'm gonna pause it so it doesn't come up on the microphone, and I don't get flagged on YouTube for using non-licensed music. Hey Google, pause. Thanks, Queen. Love you. Anyway, obviously looking here, and when I'm looking over there, the camera's there. Guys, we just reached 25,000 followers on TikTok. Today is the 26th of November. I first went viral and got more than 500 followers in one hit. That's what I consider viral. On the 28th of October. So last month, it was about the 28th of October, I was sitting at about 500 followers, and I posted a video of me in the classroom, and I was at Woolies, and I was talking about my height at Woolies, and I was going, when you're 6'10" and you can see over the top of the aisles, and when you want something like, oh, there's the pasta sauce. Have you guys seen that one? Do you guys remember that? That was a month ago. Then I did another video following that up because I was on a high from being that video going viral. Excuse the beep, that's just telling me it's 5 o'clock on the dot, so we're about to start. And then I followed up with another video of me in the classroom where I said, when you're 6'10" and you're a teacher, and the kid at the back of the classroom is going, playing on his phone, and because he's smiling down at his crotch, I know that they're on their phone. But because I'm 6'10", I can see them from all the way to at the front of the classroom. And then I'm like, oi, don't do that. Who remembers that video? That went super viral. That went 500k viral. That went like insane viral. And so that day is when I realized, okay, me making fun of my height and me making teacher jokes and my height put together is gold. The Young 21, thanks for the panda stickers, dude. Yeah, that's what happened. And then it blew up from there. I got 1,000 followers in, I don't know, like a day or something. I don't remember it exactly, but from there, within a week, I hit 5,000 followers, and then a week later I hit 10,000 followers, and now a month later I've hit 25,000 followers. Now, at the moment I'm averaging 430 followers a day, which is crazy. Still, like, that's insane. People are getting 10,000 followers a day, like the more popular people. And then they would be complaining that one day it dropped down to 200 new followers, or they dropped 400 followers and they didn't get any, and they would sook about it. And I'm like, perspective, dude. We all started at 0 followers. So I'm recording this right now, and I'm live streaming this now to teach you, to talk to you about what I'm feeling right now. And then, have you guys seen that Billie Eilish interview where she's done her 3rd interview now, but the very first interview that she had like, I don't remember, like not that many followers. And then the next interview she had like 8 million followers, and she was just like, wow, what a difference a year has made. And then the follow-up video, she's got like 30 million followers, you know? I'm not saying that's me, but I would like to make my very own version. And I don't have someone interviewing me, so you guys have free reign of interviewing me and making this my first kind of Billie Eilish style video, so that in a year's time, on the 26th of November, we can come back here and we can ask the same questions. I'll record it on YouTube and I'll have the live thing here, and then we can go again and see how much change there is. Now, for me, the biggest change I want to see in a year's time with me on TikTok and my social media presence is how much impact I've made on it, on the social media stuff. The followers and stuff, that's numbers, that's going to go up or whatever happens. But I want to not just measure my success, but the success of others through me. And I guess by default, that's my success as well, because that's my goal. So let's start the 5 p.m. Sev show. Penataco says, what inspired you to start photography and how long did it take you to learn everything you know? Okay. I think I've answered this one in a specific way before, but I'm gonna revisit the question. So thanks for the question, Penataco. What inspired me with photography is the realization that I had always had a drive to be creative from an early age. So I've always loved cameras. I've always loved making videos. All the way, like from primary school, my mum had a video camera, and I actually always loved making videos. And then in high school, when phones first got cameras, I was obsessed with just filming everything I can, everything funny. I started my YouTube channel ages ago, like in 2006, like 2007, 2008. I don't know if those videos still exist yet. They're not on the same channel that I currently have, but yeah, back then I was like, dude, that's dope. That's my jam. I love that. And then it kind of went on to onto a pause kind of thing, because I moved to Perth from the country, and then I went and played footy. Footy was my main interest for a while, and then I got back into photography because I got injured from footy, and I was like, all right, I really want a decent camera now. I can't play for a year because I had a knee reconstruction, and I began photography like that. Started with landscape photography, and then I went and traveled back home. I'm from Russia, and did a stint there for a couple of weeks and took some sweet photos there. One of the photos I actually have hanging up here. I'll show you that another time. And from there, I made it a mission that the first 200 photos that are uploaded on my Instagram, which is at Pics, were going to be non-edited, and I was going to make them as best as I could, excuse the English, with the camera at the time. So I wasn't allowed to edit them, but I was going to make them as great as I could possibly do with camera. So I kind of banned myself from editing before I even began, because I just wanted to do it. I got up to 140 photos before I decided to get Lightroom, which is an Adobe program for editing. And then I started using that and played around with that for a few years. I really started doing some more editing tutorials and learning Lightroom a little bit better. Things started clicking for me a little bit more. A lot of photos, and I'm talking, I've taken over 100 to 200,000 photos in my time, and that's a lot of photos. And I'm gonna take a lot more in the next 20 to 30 years. So I've always had it in me, and now I'm like realizing I love it. I enjoy the craft. I enjoy going out, taking photos, and more so now of people. So portraits and weddings and just people in the photo. Like, I love my photos better when there's people in them. And shout outs to an old friend, Jan, that I met years ago through another venture that I used to she used to be one of my clients when I was a personal trainer, and she said to me, Seb, you should have more people in your photos. And I was like, and then I did it, and I was like, oh wow, you're right. and then it went from there. So yeah, long story, but thank you so much for the question. Love your work. Cheers again. Little Bandit 225 has asked me what are some of my favorite childhood memories. Off the top of my head, I can remember my grandpa and myself in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan hanging out, and he would take me fishing in the river, and we'd catch so much trout, and we'd like fry it up that same night. And my grandma would make that, and then we'd have something called shashlik with like meat skewers, so lamb meat skewers, and we put it over the hot coals and we'd cook it like a barbecue, but like coals. I love anything to do with Kyrgyzstan mountains. Those were some of my greatest memories. We also went duck hunting as well. I remember my grandpa and myself, he had his shotgun, and we would dig a hole in the ground and we'd lay in that hole. And that's because when the ducks are flying over, they don't see you until they fly over the hole, and by that time it's too late. Pop. And then we'd go grab the duck. We had a hunting dog, which are German wire-haired pointers. They would go and grab the bird, bring it back. My grandma would pluck the feathers, and we would cook it up and have it as a soup. And that was my childhood. That was like the Russian thing to do. It sounds very Russian. Some of you are like, oh, poor duckies. But yeah, that was me. That was probably my favorite childhood memory. When I migrated to Australia, my favorite childhood memory was hanging out with my mates Josh, shout outs to Josh, and also another mate called Luke, shout outs to Luke, he lived across the road from me. Luke moved away for a little while, so it was just me and Josh for a long time. We pretty much hung out every day we could. He lived around the corner, we both had pools, so we'd take turns swimming in the pool, and then we'd go play the PlayStation a lot, Tekken 3, shout outs to Tekken 3. And then he moved away, and then Luke came back, and me and Luke hung out with a few other guys. We would ride our bikes, build cubbies and stuff like that. The internet wasn't as hardcore as it is now. It was still like building, but then when we discovered the internet, we would like play on the internet and stuff like that. And yeah, those were some of my favorite childhood memories, like hanging outside, outdoor stuff. So a lot of kids these days don't experience that, and it's sad. But yeah, I could not imagine me being a 8 to 15-year-old right now saying that my best memories in 10, 15 years time were playing Call of Duty with my mates online. That is something that I did later as a teenager, as like a 17-year-old, and that was super fun. But I'm so glad that I got to spend a majority of my childhood outdoors, and that beats online gaming any day of the week for me anyway. And you know, if you're keen hanging out with your mates online, that's fine, that's totally cool. But for me, the outdoors was so much better. Man, what a time that was. Jaden Russell 1313 asked, if you could change one of your worst mistakes, what would it be, and if so, why? So the one mistake, firstly, every mistake has been a learning experience, and every learning experience has led me up to this point, getting 25,000 followers on TikTok. No, but seriously, like, I'm so happy right now with what I'm doing. I've got so many things to do still. Like, I've got a lot of work to do in the next 3 to 4 weeks before school's finished. It is a bit stressful, and I do need to carry on and do it. But I love it. I love the challenge. I love the bring it on sort of thing, you know. So before I answer the question, I just want you to know I don't actually have any regrets, because I see the value in all the mistakes and all the lessons that I've learned from taking the L's in a lot of different things. But to really tell you the truth, the one mistake that I would, and I tell this to my year 10s most importantly every day, is getting a car loan, and getting a ridiculous car loan. Getting a ridiculous car loan at 19 years old, so ridiculous that I had to get my mum as a guarantor, which means that my mum said, yep, if he doesn't pay for it, I'll cover it, which is ridiculous. You should never do that. And here's why. Getting a car loan that young, even though you're an adult now technically, you do not know what's ahead of you in your 20s. You need to try and you need to fail so much in your 20s. While you still have a good relationship with your parents, hopefully forever, and you still decide to live with them, which is totally cool because that means you save money. While you still live with your parents and you finish school, this is the time right now between whatever age you are right now. Let's go 8 years old till 30. You can make as many mistakes as you can and still come out on top because your parents are there to support you. Once your parents are done supporting you because you've moved out and they're no longer paying for your stuff, you're on your own. Now, if you get a loan and you want to be independent, you don't want to live with your parents, you don't want them to pay for your stuff, you got to pay for that loan yourself. And during the crucial time in your 20s, when you're meant to be trialing, erroring, making more mistakes than later on in life, you're busy working in a job that you probably hate to pay off a ridiculous car loan because you wanted to flex on your friends at 19. That's the mistake that I made. So I bought a V8 Commodore when I was 19. It was about, I don't remember the cost, I think it was like 30 grand. And the interest on it was ridiculous. It took me 8 years to pay it off and I had to refinance it once. $918 a month I was paying for like 5 years. And then when I refinanced it for the last 3 years, I was paying $515. I remember those two numbers forever because of that mistake. Now, what I should have done at 19 was buy a $7,000 car and outright, and I should have saved for that money when I started making money in the first place. I know it's cliche when I say save more money than you spend when you're a teenager or when you're still living at home, but it's definitely something that I would tell myself if I met myself as a 17-year-old, 100%. Because as soon as I paid my car off, I realized it's a V8, it's wasting petrol. I don't drag race or street race or anything like that anyway. Yes, it has power. Yes, it feels good to put the foot down every now and then. Tires are expensive and so are speeding tickets. You know, you're mature. You know, you do your dumb teenage things, and that's where I learned. So then as soon as I realized that, I sold the car and I bought a Volkswagen Tiguan, $7,000. Yes, I'm paying maintenance on it and stuff, but man, it is absolutely a delight to drive. I actually fit in it better than a Holden Commodore. Those things are not made for me. I'm a tall boy, as you have seen from my TikToks, but yeah. The V8s, do not buy a car that will get you into a loan, which means you're in debt. If you are moving out of home with debt, you are already failing. However, you can always come out of that, and this is what I've learned from that actual experience. I came out of that and learned how to save, learned how to be more responsible with money, primarily because I didn't want to default. I didn't want to make a late payment. I didn't want to get penalized with more interest for making a late payment. And there were times that was super tough, and I had to figure out what I had to do. But I learned how to survive because of that. Now, if you avoid that, I'm not saying you won't learn how to survive. I'm saying that it was a benefit for me, and that's what I took out of that lesson. But if I had my time again, I would save. I would save and not spend money on dumb stuff. Apart from my shoe collection. I like my shoe collection, but that's another story. Thank you for your question, bro. Sophie Sanders, 11, has just said to me and my siblings are sitting all together watching your live video. We're all so inspired now. Thank you so much, Sophie. I recorded that on my camera and I'm going to put that up on my YouTube channel. We've got about 55 people online watching me, and yeah, being good, thanks. Now, the question I've got for myself this time is, what movie can you watch over and over without getting tired of? So the movie's called Shawshank Redemption. That movie was first viewed by me when I was in English class for year 11. English, and we had to watch it and do an analytical essay. Ew! And I love watching movies in English, like who doesn't? But then I was writing an essay about it, I was like, ew. But this movie and this essay, I dominated because I got into the movie. I was like, dude, this movie is dope. So guys, Shawshank Redemption, that is goals. What I learned from the movie and why I'd watch it over and over again is because of the life lessons that you learn in that. And my favorite quote coming out of that movie is, get busy living or get busy dying. And that stuck with me. It's like, why waste your time? Because if you're not living, then what are you doing? May as well do it, you know? So thanks for that question, Sev. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Good, thanks. Georgia Walkinshaw 3. Sorry if I apologize. Apologize that I mispronounced your name. She asked me, do you plan on having kids one day? Absolutely. There is nothing more rewarding than living life to its fullest and then having kids and then teaching them how to do it better. Goals, yes. But yeah, like with my opinion on parenting, I know that's not what you asked for, but like I just feel there's a lot that I would like to do better than my parents, and there's a lot of things I would like to do better than a lot of parents of the kids that I teach, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when I do have kids, to be like, oh, now I know what they mean. Damn, it's really hard. Damn. Wow. But honestly, I really wish I could nail the whole kid raising thing and do an amazing job. That's really, really it. And enjoy their success in whatever they choose to do. And I'm never going to force anything upon them. So thanks for the question. What was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? So yeah, the sixth and final question to make it. Thank you, Sev, for finding it. Shout outs to you. Yeah, what was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? Trying to be popular. Trying to be popular. Trying. Keyword is trying. Sev, you're popular on TikTok. I'm honestly not trying. Like, I just enjoy posting videos, and yeah, I do try to put a bit of effort into them because I have followers now that enjoy them, and I want to, help them out, and I'm trying to give them value. But the whole popularity thing when you're at school is definitely not worth it in the long run. Networking is, and if by default you're networking, which means you just talk to a lot of people and you're friendly with them, if by default that gets you popular and you didn't try, then that's okay. But if you're pushing to be a popular kid because you crave that attention, that's not really that cool. You got to be your own person, and when you start to be your own person, you will attract the right people to you. True story. And that means if you're struggling finding friends and you're changing yourself to be someone else just to get popular, definitely not the best idea. And that's not cool either, because one day you realize, I'm a fake, I'm a fraud. And then you'll have anxiety because if you want to change and go back to the person you wish you were, you'll be scared to lose those friends that you've accumulated for being someone different. And it's the same with relationships. If you get a girlfriend or a boyfriend because you impress them with something that you're not, and then later down the track you start to hate them or they start hating you or not liking each other because you can't sustain that being that person, that's not cool either. Honest to God, being truthful, being honest, being a good person, and being yourself is the best thing you can ever do. And if someone puts you down, that's their problem, not yours. You just keep on doing your thing and going, bye Felicia, I'm going to keep on doing my thing. You can keep hating on yourself because I don't care. And that's it. And that's it. So, yeah. Thanks for the question, Sev. You're welcome, Sev. Good, thanks, Sev.